Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. So we are just past that peak of the hurricane season, September 10th, but still in this period where you expect to see a lot of activity. Now, thankfully, not a whole lot going on. We do have one system out there. This is Hurricane Nigel, but pretty interesting when you look at that sea surface temperature anomaly. So what we're looking at here is anywhere you see those yellows or oranges, that is above normal water temperatures, and anywhere you see the blue, that is below average. So what you see through here, that is the result of Lee, Franklin working their way across the Atlantic, and then you have Margot out here. So you can clearly see the effects that these storms have on helping to cool some of these waters across the tropical Atlantic. So here we are looking across the tropics, and there is Hurricane Nigel. We're also watching an area that'll be developing or could develop just off the southeastern coast of the U.S. and this could start to acquire some tropical characteristics as we go through the next several days. This is just a non-tropical low pressure along an old frontal boundary that is working its way across the southeast. And this time of the year and really over the next several months, that's what we watch for, is these fronts. They work their way across the southeast and they hang out for several days, and sometimes you see things developing along those boundaries. Then another wave will work its way off the coast of Africa, and models indicating that one could develop as well. So here's a look at Hurricane Nigel. Even though it has winds of 80 miles an hour, you're not seeing a perfectly symmetrical looking system here, kind of a ragged looking eye with this. Looks like maybe some drier air kind of wrapping around towards the center of this. So this is not a completely healthy system, but it is a strong hurricane with those winds at 80 miles an hour. There you see it, 80 miles an hour winds, or it's moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour. So for the time being, it's still in an area where conditions are conducive that this will continue to strengthen. So that is the forecast over the next few days, becoming potentially a major hurricane, and then eventually turns to the north and east and heads out over open waters. So that's just the way we like to see these systems, not really affecting anyone whatsoever. So here we are with the Fox model. You see Nigel right in the middle. It's that trough which will kind of help to pick up this system and turn it back to the north and eventually the northeast, and then work its way over open waters. We'll also be watching across the southeastern U.S. to see if anything develops with that as we head towards next weekend and into next week. We'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.